All right, next on our Axis and Allies Global 1942nd Edition tutorial series, we're going to talk about another unit. That being the fighter. Fighters are extremely useful. They cost 10 IPCs to build, so they're pretty pricey. They can move 4 spaces. They attack at a 3 and defend at a 4. So, all around good stats. But for pretty much every single unit going forward, they have a ton of special abilities. First, and probably most importantly, they can scramble. So, if you have fighters at an airbase, and there happens to be a battle in a sea zone adjacent to the territory with the airbase, you can send up to 3 fighters and or tactical bombers from that airbase into the naval battle. That can really help get you some extra numbers, especially if you can't afford a bunch of ships. They can also land on aircraft carriers. They have the ability to escort and intercept strategic bombers doing bombing raids. We'll talk about that more when I get into strategic bombing. It's a niche use, but it can be useful. They also pair with tactical bombers. They make tactical bombers hit at a 4 instead of a 3. When you pair these with a destroyer, fighters are able to shoot at submarines. But if there is no destroyer present, well, you're not going to be able to shoot at the sub because it just doesn't know it's there. I guess these fighters are old and don't have radar installed in them. Fighters are very, very good, but because of their price, not everyone's going to get to play with them. The countries that I think really like fighters are the United States, the UK, and Japan, with honorable mentions to Australia and Germany. If you're building aircraft carriers, you want fighters. Fighters are such a great way to get you that extra defense on a carrier. If you have a bunch of air bases, fighters are awesome. If you're an island nation, fighters are awesome. If you need to move great distances, fighters are awesome. But if you're a power that's slugging it out on the ground, you're going to get more out of a tank than you are a fighter. Just the extra cost just doesn't make it worth it in all scenarios. Again, China would probably love to be able to build fighters, but they can't. They start the game off with one, but they'll never get any more. Italy can make good use of fighters. They're just poor, so they're not going to be able to afford very many. And France is irrelevant. Fighters, overall, they're a solid unit. I tend to build a lot of them as the Allies. As the Axis, not so much. So that is the fighter.